Hi guys, welcome back to Prospect Channel TV. Thank you for always coming out here. May God bless you all. A week after calling for the release of the embattled leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB NNAMDI KANU, Governor Charles Soludo of Anambra State has come under heavy attack by prominent Igbo leaders and groups. Soludo had, while speaking at the All Progressive Grand Alliance (APGA) campaign rally in Awka a week ago, admitted that KANU was central to the resolution of the insecurity devastating the Southeast and urged the federal government to release the IPOB leader unconditionally. He had assured that if KANU could not be released unconditionally, he would stand shorty for him. KANU has been in detention since his repatriation from Kenya in June 2021. The federal government of Nigeria has refused to release him despite multiple court orders. Recall that the Happy Court sitting in Abuja had on October 13 discharged NNAMDI KANU of all counts of terrorism charges preferred against him by the Nigerian government. This is after the UN Working Group on Human Rights and Arbitrary Detention had, in July, directed the federal government to immediately and unconditionally release the IPOB leader from the unlawful detention and pay him adequate compensation for the flagrant violation of his human rights. The international body also indicted the Kenya and Nigerian government for the unlawful abduction, torture, rendition, and continued detention of KANU. The Ohanaeze Youth Council (OYC), the Happy Socio-Cultural Youth Organization of Ohanaeze Ndigbo worldwide, yesterday described Soludo's call for the release of NNAMDI KANU as an insult to Ndigbo and a mockery of the self-determination struggle by the IPOB. The OYC, through its national president, Comrade Igboyaka, said Soludo's call was a mere political statement to excite people, noting that his words could not be taken seriously. According to him, the governor's outburst was a mere show-up with lacked executive honor. He said, "It is not in the blood of an Igbo man to be a coward. If Soludo is not a coward, he could have respected his office and paid a special visit to President Muhammadu Buhari and demanded the release of NNAMDI KANU like Chief Mbazurike Amechi did. Soludo has demonstrated cowardice. Soludo could not bring out his time and write a volume of pages about how Peter Obi. Soludo has demonstrated cowardice. I beg your pardon. Soludo could bring out his time and write a volume of pages about how Peter Obi will not make it for the presidency, but he could not make out the same time to write to Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari why they should obey the court order and release NNAMDI KANU. I am still waiting when the Anambra governor should show bravery like a man, put down in writing why NNAMDI KANU should be released, and summon the courage to visit President Buhari and secure the release of KANU. Similarly, the Igbo youths, under the aegis of Coalition of the Southeast Youth Leaders, picked holes in Soludo's voluntary to shorty the detained leader, saying the offer was not born out of pure motive. The President General of the group, Comrade Goodluck Ibe, told Sunday Vanguard that the former Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) boss only wanted to use KANU to possibly louder his battered image following his recent unwarranted media attacks on the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi. He argued that instead of volunteering to stand shorty for KANU, Soludo should rather be mounting pressure on the government to comply with the court's judgment, which ordered the unconditional release of the IPOB leader. The demand is not born out of a genuine desire to defend Igbo interests, but to enhance his political interest. Soludo just wants to use Nnamdi Kanu for political advantage and to louder his image he has entered. Also, Igbo National Council, INC, through its national president, God Sent, on his part, stated that Soludo was not sincere in his demand for the IPOB leader's release. According to INC, Soludo's action was an attempt to repair his alleged battered image in Anambra State. He stressed that Kanu had since been discharged and acquitted by a competent court, and there was no need for anybody to beg for his release. The pro-Igbo group said the INC views the demand as a political strategy for Soludo to regain his battered political image and reputation. I beg your pardon. Nigerians will recall that Soludo has lost popularity and acceptance in his state and southeast since his open opposition against the candidature of Peter Obi of the Labour Party. Soludo is not sincere. His core is part of his media populist strategy to deceive the Igbo nation and Nigerians at large. For Chief Simeon Okeke, a former chairman of the Police Service Commission, PSC, the call by the Anambra State Governor was unnecessary since he has been discharged and acquitted by the courts. He, however, agreed with Soludo that Kanu's release would ensure peaceful elections in the southeast, as IPOB is not against the election in the region. Soludo's readiness to sign surety for the release of Kanu is unnecessary, since he has been discharged and acquitted by the court. The continued detention of Kanu is a breach of fundamental human rights because he has been discharged and acquitted of all charges. So Nnamdi Kanu should be released without further delay. That is my view. And it should be the view of every responsible and peace-loving Nigerian. I believe strongly that his release will ensure peaceful election in the southeast, as IPOB is not against election in the region, he stated. So guys, I'm dropping it here. Kindly share your thoughts.